Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey, what I'm going over here in this video is it's not a walkthrough by any stretch, just an advice when replacing a Chevy engine. This is a 6.0, this is a Suburban actually, '05 Suburban, and this applies to Suburbans, Tahoe, Silverado. And my advice is when removing this engine, you're doing an engine swap. My advice is remove the intake first. In fact, this engine is back in. This is the replacement engine. But my advice is remove the intake first. And the reason for that is if you remove the intake, you're able to get to these top bolts. You don't get into trying to tilt the engine or release a transmission, anything like that. But you're able to get to these top bolts, like there's one there, easily. There's the other one, yeah, right there. And even the one down there, that's the one with the dipstick. Can I get it? Yep, that one. You get to all those three from the top. Doing something that you likely will be doing either way, because if you're doing an engine swap, in most cases I've done it, I keep the old intake. So either way, you might be swapping that thing off. And this intake, by the time, there are some things that you have to do to remove the engine. The fuel line disconnect, that evap tube there. You have to disconnect all that to remove the engine anyway. And the wire harness goes around. You have to do all that either way. So you're talking, what I'm talking about is spending an additional, no kidding, less than 10 minutes to remove the intake. And then it makes it way easier to get to these bolts up here. You don't have to fight, contort, if that's the right word, some extensions together trying to get to those top bolts. No, you do that all from the top. You go down low and get the rest done. Even on that bolt right there, where that stud comes off down there. I'm sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that stud right down there, a nut will have to go on the bracket, holding that bracket on, and I'll be able to do that easily. In fact, here's a nut. I'll just reach from here, put it on, bam, bam. In fact, there's another thing I've seen in those engine swap. Let me show you this right here. When you try removing it or installing it with the intake on anyway, that pressure sensor right there, you risk damaging it. It comes up on some pins. See if I can point them out. I mean, if you guys are doing this, you probably know what I'm talking about. But there's some pins right there holding that thing together essentially, which you risk breaking, whether taking it out or putting it back in. So you do that without the intake, way easier. Moving the engine in and out, and then secondly, getting to those bolts. Same thing from up here. I'm gonna get the bolt to hold the transmission, a dipstick in, it's down there. And I'm gonna reach down over and catch that on, and I'll be able to tighten it as well. Now, of course, this is not a walkthrough videos. One of these days when I get into editing, I'm gonna do some walkthrough videos, but this is just some advice to make a job way easier. And but as again, guys, this intake, by the time you do all that's necessary to remove an engine, the intake is not it's less than 10 minutes removing and installing. And again, it's likely something that you would be doing with the engine out, but you're just doing it in advance to make the job easier. So that's my advice. That's why I really wanted to come on and post this video. My intention is to keep putting out additional content. So like and subscribe, and you guys have a good day and enjoy swapping your Chevy engine out. Bye.